One of the first tips I give people as far as trying to achieve nice, stable handheld shots is to make sure you hold your phone with two hands, not one. Okay, give it 2 contact points with your body. So while we're holding our phone with 2 hands, I'm going to teach you what's called a tension grip. And this tension grip is called the pinch and pull. And as the name implies, what you do is you simply squeeze down on your phone. So squeeze with your fingers and your thumbs like you're trying to crush your phone, and then try and pull your phone apart. So pinch down with your fingers and thumb, and then try and pull your phone in two. Now this is particularly helpful if you've been running and your heart rate's going 1,000 miles an hour and you're panting. If you actually hold your phone this way, pinch and pull grip, you'll be able to get a nice steady shot whatever you're doing. Now holding your phone with 2 hands is just the start of keeping it stable. What I see a lot of people doing is this: they outstretch their arms and hold their phone like this. Hold it in nice and close to your body and tuck your elbows into your sides. Now the other great thing by moving my elbows in and tucking them into my sides like this is I can use my natural body joints to introduce motion. So if I want to pan around, for instance, I'm not going to separate my arms and do these ones, which is impossible to get a nice fluid shot. If I keep that tucked in here, if I use my hips to rotate around, I'm going to get a beautifully smooth shot every single time. You can also shift your weight back and forward on your feet to push in and out of a shot. And by example, if I hold my phone with 2 hands, if I just transfer my weight from my forward foot to my backwards foot while keeping that phone tucked into my body, I can get a really nice little subtle push in and pull back simply by rocking and shifting my weight forwards and backwards on my feet. Now at some point you're going to want to attach your phone to a tripod or a bracket or some kind of stabilisation device. So for that, you're going to need a grip. So our first little device here is a little fold-up phone grip. Essentially they're all the same sort of system. They've got these little hinged feet, top and bottom. You clip those around your phone. See how it's spring-loaded? So it'll also work with a plus-size phone. And what this does, in a very basic way, is it gives us an ability to mount it to a tripod, because we have this little tripod thread mount in the bottom here, which now opens up the ability to attach this phone to a number of different devices. Another one that's really popular is this one, the Joby Grip Tight. I really do love this one because it's quite thin. Very sturdy though, same sort of concept. You simply grab the claws around the top and bottom of the phone, and then you've got a little thread mount there to attach to a tripod device. We can also move on to sturdier metal clamps. And for these, you'll be looking at something like this. Same sort of concept, they're spring-loaded. You simply push one through the top end of the phone and then it grips around the base. Now the good thing with this is, apart from having the tripod mount on the bottom, we also now have what's called a cold shoe mount on the very top. So this metal bracket mount on the top here, which is a standard size accessory fitting, allows us to now attach things like lights and microphones with the right fitting directly to this mount as well. When your needs grow and you want to actually attach more things to your phone, you need to look at a system like this. This is called a Beast Grip Pro. Now the Beast Grip system is really an expandable or a convertible grip system that's designed to fit any model phone. So it has this wonderful flexible body mount which allows us to compress and expand the frame to suit different length phones. Okay, so if we lock it off to there and slide in our iPhone, there we go, that's a nice super tight grip on the phone there. The other thing I love about this is not only does it come with a number of different mounting points along the base and the top there, so we can mount it inverted if we need to. It also has a slimline cold shoe mount, so we can accessorize with lights, with microphones. There's other mounting points where we can attach more cold shoes as well. But the big standout thing with this particular model is this little lens caddy. So by simply releasing these 2 screws and sliding this up and down and centering it over one of our lenses, we can now attach accessory lenses with a 37mm thread mount directly on the Beast Grip Pro. But definitely the more you shoot with a phone and the more you demand of your phone and the accessories you attach to it, a system like a Beast Grip Pro is certainly worth the money. So the second part of this system we need is a tripod. And I mentioned before about either having a small miniature tripod or a mid-size lightweight tripod, all the way to a full-size heavy tripod. What I'm going to start with here is a very compact, lightweight, easy to travel with tripod. This is called the Manfrotto Pixie. Again, any of the mounts that I've shown you will work with this particular tripod as well, including the Beast Grip. And then you've got 2 holding positions you can choose from. You can either do what's called a pistol grip, which is using the legs folded together with your hand around it like so. It's a very, very comfortable way of holding your phone for shooting, but of course it's a tripod. It's meant to be put down on a surface, so if we fold those legs out and place that on a nice stable surface, we've got a good spread of the weight of the phone and the clamp system, and we can shoot for as long as we want. If I press that button, we can angle and swivel and rotate our phone and our camera any which way we want. Whenever I go traveling, this is the kind of tripod that I just always have in my carry bag. It's super compact. It's great for doing little time lapses or slow motion shots in the city when you want to quickly set up, put it down the ground, start filming. This is definitely the way to go. Now when you start shooting with tripods, you may notice there's going to be instances where you need to get your camera up higher off the ground. And using a small tripod becomes a little bit limiting because you can only use it on steps or on tables or directly low to the ground. That's where a mid-size, mid-weight tripod comes in really, really handy, and this one by Manfrotto is one of my favorites. It's nice, compact size, you can stick it in your backpack and go hiking and still set it up on the top of a mountain, get some beautiful shots. So that is the full height achievable with the legs, and usually you'll get a little bit of extra height here in the center column with an extra spindle that comes out. So this is roughly to my face height. So for a lightweight tripod, we get quite some good elevation with this. The limitation is it's light, and so if we get a lot of wind coming through here, this tripod is going to wobble around. The phone on top is going to act like a bit of a sail, and we're going to find it really, really hard to get a nice steady shot despite the fact we're on a tripod. So if it is windy, you need to either reduce the height of your tripod, bring it back closer to the ground when you're working with a lightweight tripod, or you need to upgrade to a heavier full-size tripod. So a heavyweight, full-size tripod like this really pays its dividends if you do a lot of work shooting outdoors, and particularly if there's a bit of wind, because it's going to take a lot to make a phone on a tripod of this weight buff it. I mean, pretty much all the outdoor shooting we've done on this tripod has always been rock solid, whereas a smaller, mid-weight tripod, you're going to get a lot of flex and a lot of bounce in the image. This one, it's beautiful and rock solid. We also have the benefit of a fluid drag system and a pan and tilt head, which means we can do these beautiful little controlled moves, little pan left to right, or a tilt up and down, and we can achieve a nice smooth motion at the same time. So nice, reliable, static position as well as smooth, fluid motion, all in the one package. Now, if you love your handheld filming as much as I do, you're going to love this particular device. It's a digital gimbal. This one is made by a company called Freefly. It's a Movi, and essentially all these digital gimbals work in a similar fashion. They negate any motion input that comes in through the handle or the carrying device through a series of these little fancy motors that attach to the cradle holding your phone. And as you can see here, even just walking down an alleyway, we're able to achieve quite a fluid motion track just by holding the gimbal and letting it do all the hard work. All right, now the very last tip I'm going to leave you with today on stability is so super simple, it's actually ridiculous. And that is, if you're ever caught out and about, stuck somewhere, you've got to get a nice stable shot, if you simply can find a bit of string or a bit of rope, like this clothesline rope here, could be curling ribbon, could be fishing line, could be shoelaces tied together, get a length that's roughly equivalent to your height. We'll start by tying a loop in one end, and it's a big enough loop so that you can fit your fist through it, okay? Tie a simple knot there. And then we turn it over and do exactly the same on the other end of rope. This is really simple, wait till you see the end effect. All right, now we get one end of that loop and we put it around the toe of our shoe. Like so. We pull up. Then with this loop, what we do is we get our phone, we slide it through the loop, and rather than pushing down, we pull up. And it's fantastic. It's a string monopod. If you ever need to get a good, quick, dirty, steady shot, this with a simple bit of string or shoelace or curling ribbon, whatever you've got available to you, fishing line, will work an absolute treat.